Hello students, in last lecture we have studied meaning of data model, then different types of data model such as relational data model, network data model, hierarchical data model, object oriented data model and entity relationship data model. In last lecture I told you that we are going to study only relational data model within all these types. So let us see what is the relational data model. We have also seen this diagram in last lecture. Here two tables are given and depending on these two tables we have created a third table using the relational model, and it is nothing but the relational data model. We have created a relation on the key student ID, and by using that student ID key we have combined the data from these two tables. Now in relational data model, first concept is RDBMS. You already know the concept of RDBMS. We are again revising it, that the full form of RDBMS is the Relational Database Management System. When we are having the specific database and we have to create the relation within that database, then that database is known as the RDBMS or Relational Database Management System. Remember this long form very neatly. It may ask for a 1 mark, that may be in the fill in the blanks or true or false, or maybe in the single choice. Then in RDBMS, the most commonly used data model is Relational Database Management System. That means whenever we are saying the RDBMS, that time by default we are using the Relational Database Management Systems Relational Data Model. The DBMS following Relational Data Model is called as Relational Database Management System. It is specifically designed for relational databases. A relational database refers to a database that stores data in a structured format using rows and columns. This makes it easier to locate and access specific values within the database. It is called relational because the values within each table are related to each other. Just like here, this roll number 101 having the name Amay and city as Solapur with the branch as CS, that is Computer Science. These things are related to each other, related with each other, therefore it is known as relational data model. Tables may also be related to other tables. Here not only this data, but this single table can be related to another table 1, 2, 3, 4 or multiple tables also, and therefore it is known as the relational model. In relational model, tables are called as relations that store for different columns. Now each table can have multiple columns. This is the example of a single table. This table may have multiple columns where each column name should be unique. That means whatever the column names or field names you are providing, that should be unique. It must not get duplicated, otherwise it will give you error. Each row in the table represent a related set of values. Here this first row having specific values, second row having specific values, third row is also having specific values. And depending on these rows and columns, this RDBMS having different terminologies. Now let us see these terminologies in detail. First terminology is the attribute, second terminology is tuple, third attribute is domain, fourth attribute is degree, and fifth attribute is cardinality. Here in this diagram all these terminologies are shown. We will see all these attributes or these terminologies in detail. First of all, just study this table. Here relation student is shown. That means table name is student. या टेबलचं नाव काय आहे? Student. And it is relational, as we are going to relate this table to another table. Therefore this table is called as a relational table. Now here first thing shown is as the primary key. Primary key means the unique key which will not get duplicate in any way. In next lecture we are going to study in detail the meaning of primary key, candidate key and the foreign key. Currently just remember that primary key must be unique. It will not get duplicate. That means if you are providing the roll number 101, then you cannot enter the same number again. Then here domain, that is the number of expected value. How much values should be enter here? That number means the domain. Then this is known as the row or tuple, and it is having the cardinality 3, that is the total number of rows, that is 3. Then these are the different columns, and these different columns are also known as the attributes, and it is having value 5 or degree 5. That means this table contain currently 5 columns, therefore it is having degree 5. Then here foreign key is shown, that is the branch code. If it is CS, electronic, computer science, electronics or mechanical, here this branch code is given as a foreign key, and it references as the branch relation. That means in future we are going to design a new table named as a branch, and in that branch table this branch code will be a primary key or a candidate key. Therefore here this key is known as the foreign key. This key having again specific reference of the roll number, therefore it is known as foreign key here. But in the branch relation we are going to study that this key will be candidate key or the primary key. Then first thing is the attribute. Attribute means the characteristics or parameters for which data are to be stored in a relation. Here you can see the attribute means these columns, roll number, name, city, branch code, mobile number. These are nothing but the attributes. The columns of a relation are the attributes which are also referred as a fields. हे जे काही कॉलम्स किंवा ॲट्रिब्यूट्स आहेत त्यांना फील्ड सुद्धा म्हणतात. आयदर वी कॅन कॉल इट ॲज अ फील्ड्स और कॉलम्स और इन प्रॉपर वे और इन अ DBMS वे वी कॅन कॉल इट ॲज अ ॲट्रिब्यूट. गॉट द कन्सेप्ट ऑफ ॲट्रिब्यूट. इथे जेवढे काही कॉलम्स तुम्हाला दिसतात ते, जेवढे काही फील्ड्स तुम्हाला दिसतात ते, त्याला आपण म्हणणार आहोत ॲट्रिब्यूट. आपल्याला इथे त्याला फील्ड नेम किंवा कॉलम असं न म्हणता डेटाबेस मॅनेजमेंट सिस्टीममधला जो प्रॉपर वर्ड आहे ॲट्रिब्यूट, तोच वर्ड आपण आता याच्या पुढे तो कंटिन्युअसली यूज करणार आहोत. ऑल दीज आर द ॲट्रिब्यूट्स. देन सेकंड थिंग इज द टपल. नाउ ईच रो ऑफ डेटा इन अ रिलेशन टेबल इज कॉल्ड अ टपल. ह्या टेबलमधली जी प्रत्येक इंडिव्हिज्युअल रो आहे त्या प्रत्येक इंडिव्हिज्युअल रोला म्हणायचं आहे टपल. In a table with n columns, a tuple is a relation between the n related values. म्हणजे तुमच्या टेबलमध्ये जेवढे काही कॉलम्स आहेत, n कॉलम्स म्हणजे नंबर ऑफ कॉलम्स, जेवढे नंबर ऑफ कॉलम्स असतील तेवढ्या व्हॅल्यूज तुमच्या रोमध्ये येणार आहेत. आता मोबाईल नंबर हा कॉलम आहे, तिथे मोबाईल नंबरच्या रिलेटेड व्हॅल्यू असणार आहे, तिथे काही तुमचं नाव वगैरे येणार नाही. जेव्हा हा रिलेटेड डेटा इथे आपण एंटर करतो आणि तो प्रॉपर फॉर्मॅटमध्ये एंटर केला जातो, तेव्हा त्या स्पेसिफिक रोमधल्या रोला काय म्हणणार आहोत आपण? टपल. अँड धिस टपल or row having the cardinality 3. That means here the number of rows are 3, therefore its cardinality is 3. We are going to study again this cardinality. But currently I think you understand the meaning of attribute and tuple. Attribute means the columns and tuple means the row. Attributes is again having another name as the field name, and row means the, or tuple means the row or the recorded or related data entered with relation to the field name. Clear? ॲट्रिब्यूट म्हणजे काय, जे वेगवेगळे कॉलम्स किंवा वेगवेगळे फील्ड्स आपण प्रोव्हाइड करतोय त्याला ॲट्रिब्यूट्स म्हणणार. आणि टपल म्हणजे जेवढ्या काही रोज आपण देतो आहोत त्या रोजमध्ये जी काही एंटर केलेली इन्फॉर्मेशन आहे त्या इन्फॉर्मेशनचे जी कंप्लीट रो आहे त्याला आपण म्हणणार आहोत टपल. देन नेक्स्ट थिंग इज द डोमेन. It is a set of values from which an attribute can take a value in each row. Here domain is a number of expected values. किती expected values इथे आहेत? 1 2 3. Therefore its domain is 3. Usually a data type is used to specify domain for an attribute. Every attribute has some predefined value scope known as attribute domain. For example, in this table, the attribute roll number takes integer values and hence its domain is a set of integer values. Similarly, name is a character, therefore its domain is a set of character values. Here again branch code is a character, therefore its domain is again a set of character values. Though it is 3, its number is 3, but it is of character type. Here roll number is 3, but it is of integer type. Therefore its domain number is 3, but of integer type, and this domain is again 3, but it is of character type. The next one is the degree. The number of attributes in a relation is called as the degree of relation. तुमच्या ह्या टेबलमध्ये किती ॲट्रिब्यूट्स आहेत तेवढ्या ॲट्रिब्यूटची क्वांटिटी म्हणजेच डिग्री. आता इथे तुम्हाला 5 ॲट्रिब्यूट्स दिसतात हे, therefore here degree is 5. It's simple one. And last thing is the cardinality. The number of tuples in a relation is called the cardinality in the relation. That means how many tuples are there in your table, that total quantity of that tuples indicate the cardinality. Here only 3 tuples are given, therefore cardinality is 3. It will change when you will enter again some records within this table. Okay, these are the some simple terminologies within the table. First one is the attribute, second one is tuple, third one is the domain, fourth one is degree, and fifth one is cardinality. Go properly through all these terminologies, and if have any question just ask me. Then today's your exercise. You have to write the answers of 2 questions. You have to write a full form of RDBMS, and then you have to write and define the terminologies in RDBMS. That is, what is the meaning of attribute, what is the meaning of domain, what is the meaning of cardinality. You have to write all the 5 terminologies with its definition. Okay. Also I told you that we have to start the Google Meet very soon. I think currently at most 2 lectures will be within 2 lectures we will complete all the theoretical part. And for the practical part and for your query solution, we have to start the Google Meet. Just confirm your time and convey me. We will stop here.